Hello everybody, this is Kumar Vaibhav and I'll be your instructor for the basic of programming class for C and C++. Today in this lecture we'll be covering these 5 questions which will lead to the completions of basics of programming in the regards of C and C++. So the first question arises, why do we need programming? So as we all know, if I want to express my views or our views to other person, then we have to have a medium. Like if I want to ask you to bring me a glass of water, either I can say you in Hindi or in English. Okay, so there is a medium that is called language. So in the same way, if we want to communicate to our computers, so why do we need to communicate with the computers? So the first thing, because computers are more efficient than us. Because if I ask you to send a mail, physical mail, I mean it physical. So if I say you to send a physical mail to someone who is sitting in USA, it might take you around a week or maybe a month to send that mail, no, or it will be very costly though. So but if I want to do it using computers, it's instant, no, it gets sent instantly, and I don't think it costs you that much, and the price is also negligible. So this is a need, no, so this is a need why we need to learn, or why we need to know the language which computers understand. But since childhood you have been listening that computer only understand binary language. So if computer only understand binary language, are we able to process that binary language? Are we able to study or learn that binary language? Yes, somewhat, but it won't be very efficient, it won't be very feasible for us to learn that binary language because it contains only zeros and ones, no. This is numerically 8 for the computer. If I feed this into the computer, this means 8 for the computer, but it's very tough for us to remember all those particular thing, no, for each and every number and alphabet though. So here comes the concept of a language. So a language is required to communicate between us, a human being, and a computer. So that language is popularly known as programming language. Easy. Next thing, do we already know the programming or coding? Okay, what do I mean by coding first? Okay, so if we communicate in English or Hindi, then that is called verbal medium of communication. So if you write it in a specific way, then that is called written way of communication. Okay, so as of now, computer only understand the written form of programming, that is also called coding. Programming means giving the instructions to the computer. Okay, like if I say you bring me a glass of water, that means I'm instructing you to do something. In the same way, if I am able to say my computer, if I am able to take some task from my computer using a language, or to be specific using a C language or a C++ language, then that is called programming. And if I give that into a written format, will I be writing it on a pen and paper? No, it has a specific tool to write. Okay, we'll get into deep later, but for now, just for the sake of understanding, like we have notepads, like we have other word pads to write something, no, to write in English. So in the same way, we have some tools to write programming in there to feed it in our computer. Okay, so what is coding? The written form of a programming language is called coding. And yeah, the question still arises, like, do we already know programming? To some extent, yes. 6 plus 7, that is 13. In mathematics, the same thing, 6 plus 7 is equals to 13 in programming language. So these basic things we already know about programming, but we don't know how to implement it. We'll be learning it, but not today, in future classes. Okay, and yeah, like you already know, this is a C and C++ programming class, but first of all, I would like to give you a glimpse like how many programming languages exist. Do you have any idea? There exist more than thousands of programming languages. Do you need to know all those programming languages to master your computer? No. Few languages, like there are thousands and more than thousands of languages in the whole world. No, you only know few languages, but still you are able to communicate. In the same way, we also need to know few languages, maybe one, maybe two, to serve the purpose. Simple. So I'll just give you an example, like C is there, C++, both are somewhat similar. You can count it as C++, both C and C++. Okay. Next is Python. Again, very famous language to learn. Then Java. Then HTML, etc. Because I don't want to confuse you, hold it for this one. These are the very few famous languages which are in the market right now. Okay, this thing. Okay, so talking about, I'll just give you an visual representation, like how the whole thing is going. So what is programming? Programming is a medium to communicate with a computer in order to serve a specific purpose. Like if you want your computer to add two numbers for you, then you have to give it in an instruction format. Okay, so what is that format? How will you be giving some instruction to your computer in this calculator? No, we have a unique way of writing the things in C and C++, that is called coding. So I'll just give you basic, like how to write something in a programming. Next, online C++ compiler. Okay, compiler is kind of a tool which facilitates you to understand, because you already know that C++ codes aren't being understood by your computer directly, because computer only understands binary codes. So what this compiler does, compiler is a tool. Compiler break down your C++ codes into binary format, then that will be very easily readable by the computer. So what you need to do, because we aren't going with a tool right now, so I'm just going for an online tool, that is online C++ compiler. Search it in Google. It's very convenient for me, and you can also choose programmist.com and other compilers to do the same stuff. So if you open the thing, if you open that terminal, you'll get to know something is written. So what is this thing? So this is nothing but comments. Comments means that aren't being run in your programming language, in the programming. So I can simply delete it. So there is something IOStream. What is this? Using namespace cd. And what is this? cout. And what are these braces? So I'll just brief you in a minute. This orange, this yellow part is header, and this red part is main. What is this? Why these? What is the difference between these two? We'll be learning in the next chapter. But for now, the sake of understanding, just think or just get to know, like this is the main part where you will be writing the code. This is the main part. This red part is the main part where you will be writing the code. Okay, so I'll just show you. It's written hello world and it's written cout. What do you mean by cout? Cout stands for console output. What is this double slash? This is comment. Whatever will be written after this slash is commented thing, and that will not be run by your compiler. So this is excluded by your compilers. So cout means console output. What do I mean by console? So if you have ever come across this black screen, I just search for cmd command prompt and I just open it. So this is called console. This black screen is called console. So whatever you will be writing here, that will get reflected in that console. Like if you have written hello world, cout means giving some output to the console, and if you run from here, so this will get run and the output will be hello world. So if I write welcome to the basics of C++ and I run, so you'll be able to see the output. It takes a time because it's a free software, so it will take a time, and we'll also do some we'll also download some IDE only on our own machine to make this process faster. Okay, add two numbers, you just need to write 5 plus 6. See out 5 plus 6, the answer should be ideally 11. After compiling, and it will give you the output 11. Okay, yeah. And I also talked about print function. This is called print function because I already told you cout means console. What it is doing, this is just printing the text into console. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much.